Hey guys, guess what? It's Angel. You're watching my latest video and I wanted to say hello to my new subscribers. I've gained a few of you and I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I also want to invite anyone who is not yet subscribed that's watching this video to please click on that subscribe button. When you do, there's a little bell over there as well. If you can click on that and then select all, then you will be notified anytime I upload a video. Okay, so it's been a long time since I posted. I wanted to get some content up. I have been gone as of late. I spent a month in California in the desert with my cousins, so I'll talk a little bit about that. This video might kind of bounce around to a couple different things. Hopefully that's okay. What's going on? COVID-19 is going on. That's what's happening. So I'm in Washington State. That's where it hit first. And it kind of just went through our nursing homes is kind of what happened initially. We have been in a stay-at-home order since March 9th. And we, I think, moved to a stage 2 in my county, and then I left and went out of town, and so I'm kind of out of it as far as where we're at right now, because I just recently, I've been home for I think 3 days, so I'm still trying to get my feet on the ground and figure out what's going on and what my routine is here at home, because I am sort of disoriented still. So, like I said, I'm going to bounce around a little bit. So, initially the stay-at-home order started March 9th. And I'll give you a little bit of a life update here. Try and get things in order. So, one of the hardest things for me with my dealing with my mental illness is a worldwide pandemic. I think you probably know what I'm talking about, because you're dealing with the same thing, or your loved one is dealing with the same thing. So what is one of the things that is probably the worst thing to do during a pandemic if you have a mental illness? Number one is to do a medication change. Who did that? I did that. So, what happened is this. I was struggling at night. I was having panic attacks. Panic attacks were probably induced by watching too much news, which really stressed me out, because in the beginning that was, and even now still, depending on what news channel you watch, they have the COVID numbers on the side all the time, 24/7, on one news station, cable news I'm talking about. The other cable news station has sort of moved on from that. They'll give you updates from time to time, but they've sort of moved on from that. But in the beginning it was 24/7 on all cable news channels. No matter which one you watched, it was on there. And I was watching the news because I was trying to figure out what was happening next. And so I was very tuned into that. And my anxiety was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I was probably about a 25. So, and my anxiety medication had been cut back. I take gabapentin for that. My doctor had cut me back on that because I was bruising really easily. And he thought that the gabapentin was probably contributing to that. So we had cut that back. And so I was having panic attacks at night, like full on, crying, and could not get control of myself. My psychiatrist thought that it was probably my Abilify was not giving me full coverage for the 24 hours because I was taking it at night. And so he wanted to switch me up to a different medication, a newer medication called Vraylar. Okay, so I would like to know if anyone that's watching this that's been on Vraylar or that is on Vraylar, will you please comment to me what your experience has been, and if you like it, if you don't like it, let me know. I just want to know what your experience has been. So he put me on Vraylar, and I want to let you know that for me, Vraylar was horrible. It kicked my anxiety up to a horrible level. Okay, so let me tell you about the physical side effects. Okay, so I was having horrible headaches, horrible stomach aches, stomach upset. Okay, I was having body aches, like muscle aches, joint aches. I could not get comfortable at night, so I was restless. Could not sleep. I was crying at night during my panic attacks. My body was jerking, like, at night. It was insane. It was horrible. I gave it a good, solid 2 weeks on Vraylar before I called my doctor and I said, I do not want to take this one more day. I cannot take this one more day. And he said, okay, I'm going to pull you off. Let's put you back on Abilify. And I talked to him about it, and I said, you know, can we increase my dose of my gabapentin again? Would that possibly, you know, cut back, or would that possibly help with my anxiety? He said, possibly. Let's go ahead and do it. So we increased my gabapentin again, and I still occasionally am having a panic attack, but for the most part, it has cut down on my panic attacks. The other things I can do to help with my panic attacks, okay, are kind of self-care things. They are self-care things. So one of the things is to turn off the news, okay? I want to be informed, so I'll watch about half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night, and cut out the rest. Cut it out, because can be so negative. It can cause, for me, it can induce anxiety attacks. It can cause panic attacks. So I have to do that. Okay, what are some other things I can do? I can have quiet time. I can come into my office. I can read. I can look at my favorite magazines. Okay, I can work on a puzzle. I've put a table up in my office. Basically, sorry, words are like not coming to me today while I'm making this video. So I've put a table up in my office basically for puzzles, and I'll sit in here and I'll work on puzzles, and it redirects the obsessive thoughts in my head. It redirects them to one thing, and it focuses my mind on one thing, and I just work on the puzzle. And I've gone through several puzzles during this whole time, and I think that other people are doing puzzles. I know a lot of my friends are doing puzzles, and it's helping them tremendously to refocus and just have quiet time and just enjoy the quiet. And I think that a lot of people are refocusing on good things, family time, just quiet time by themselves to think about things that really matter. I'm taking more baths because they are relaxing, and it's like you can be with your thoughts. And I know sometimes with bipolar that's not a good thing, but if you're relaxing and you can focus on, like I'll take my phone in and I will watch YouTube videos that are informative. And so, okay, so I'll tell you, you're either going to like these people or you're going to hate them, and I'll and I'll actually link a YouTube video of the two of them together. One of them swears like a sailor, and that's one thing that I don't like, but I really like his content, and that is Joe Rogan. He did an interview, actually he's done 2 interviews, I believe 2, there might be more, with another person that I love to listen to. And again, I'm going to say you're either going to love him or hate him, and that is Jordan Peterson. I love listening to Jordan Peterson. He's a very, very intelligent person, and he's actually going through a really tough time right now. He was addicted to benzodiazepines, and he was taking them for anxiety, and they're actually they are considered a controlled substance. They're short-term anxiety medications. And so anyway, but I'm going to link a interview between Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson below. I love to listen to interviews of intelligent people speaking about intelligent things. I search out things like that. So, and doing things, focusing on self-care is really important right now. And so, talking to your doctor, recognizing things that help you, and taking care of yourself, okay? So, this video might be all over the place. I don't know. So a couple other things. Spending time in the desert was very helpful. The solitude is very helpful. I was lucky enough to have a month with my 2 cousins in the desert. It was very hot. I cannot handle the heat. It actually, that extreme heat causes anxiety with me. But luckily his home is air conditioned, so, but the desert, the California desert, the sunsets are amazing. They are beautiful. I took pictures of so many sunsets when I was out there. I realized not everyone can go spend a month in the California desert, but enjoy your surroundings. Get out and see a sunset. Enjoy the sunset. Whatever you can do to help manage your anxiety, do that. Whatever you can do to help yourself through this time, do that. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about dealing with, sorry, I'm looking at my phone. Self-awareness. Maybe I won't talk about this right now. From time to time, so I follow this Facebook page, and it's called Bipolar Hope, and I love reading their articles. It's people that deal with mental illness. They write articles and they submit them to Bipolar Hope. Family members, okay, a couple things. Family members that don't understand maybe I will talk about this article. We'll see how it plays in. I don't script these videos, so sometimes things that I'm thinking play into the video and sometimes they don't. So we'll see where this goes. So spending time with family can be amazing. Sometimes it can take weird turns when it comes to your mental illness, because you have family members that understand your mental illness, and then you have family members that do not understand your mental illness. And I would say that one outweighs the other. And so I had some experiences with family members that don't understand mental illness. And I had an experience where a family member got to witness something that I go through with my mental illness. Okay, so first one being the instance dealing with somebody who doesn't understand, okay? And I won't say that the conversation got heated, but I will say that when I come across somebody who doesn't understand my mental illness, I can get a bit jerkish, okay? And I will say that because I don't have a lot of patience. I need to have more patience. But after you go through so many people that don't understand, and you try to be patient and try and explain to them, but it's really hard to explain to people that don't understand what you're going through, you can get really short with people in trying to understand, because you try to explain it to them and they always come back with a counter comment. Like, this is how it is, but if you do this, no, but you have to understand, this I can't control. But if you would just, do you see what I'm saying? Like, the conversation goes like this. But if you would just do this, you know, that's their kind of thing. And you're like, no, but you don't understand. I have no control over my illness. But if you could just do this, you know, is the thing that they come back with. So oftentimes the jerk in me will come out, okay? And I had an experience with a family member where I felt like the jerk in me came out a bit. So this may or may not, you know, you may or may not happen to you, but so this article is talking about dealing with family members that don't understand. And this article is written by, I will tell you her name, Beth Brownsberger Matter. Okay. And she says, if we go up to this, she says, and this is quote, "Sure, I've been a jerk, and we with bipolar know the definition of jerk here means a whole bunch, and I don't have to explain that. But being a jerk, it's part and parcel of the illness. Growth with this illness, though, means self-awareness, taking responsibility for one's actions, apologizing, making amends, developing coping skills, and finding hope. I do these things too, actively, daily, for me, for those I love. Sadly, I can't say the behavior towards me by some of my loved ones is reciprocal. When I am stable, I find this humorous. When I'm less stable, I want to yell at them. And you wonder why we are so full of rage." Okay. The reason I'm bringing this up during this video is because I spent so much time with family. And I had two experiences. One was trying to explain to a family member what I go through with my illness. Because they only see me once a year, once every 2 years, and they see me generally when I'm well. They don't see me when I'm having an episode. And so it makes it even harder for them to understand the illness. Now we're going through a pandemic situation, and I'm experiencing anxiety and those things a lot more because they induce those things with me. So I had a conversation with someone and I came off, I know, as a jerk, but I was so frustrated. Then I went to see another family member. I went to see my mom, and my mom is another one that she doesn't get to see. She doesn't see me when I'm in an episode because, again, she only sees me once a year. And so the experience I had with her, because I have had jerk conversations with my mom too, where I'm the jerk and I'm like, but you don't understand. I had an incident with her, and I'm going to talk about this and then we're going to end the video because it's like 20 minutes long at this point. I had an incident with her where I had a panic attack, and she got to see me in that panic state, and she didn't know what to do. We were watching a movie, and a panic attack just hit like that, like they always do. They come out of nowhere and they hit like a freight train, just like that. And we're watching a movie and it just hit. And I had my phone, I texted my husband, panic attack. And he texted me back and he said, what's happening? And so I got up and I left the room. I went to my mom's room and I just immediately in tears, and I call my husband because that's what happens. I just cry. It's like I don't know what to do. And I just said, I'm having a panic attack. I don't know what to do. I can't go back in there. I don't want my mom to see me like this, because I'm the great pretender. Okay? Like you guys probably are the same. We're the great pretender. We don't want people to see us in that state. So we run and we hide. Well, I didn't have anywhere to hide because I'm at my mom's, you know. And he said, just go in and tell her you have to go to bed. You don't feel well and you have to go to bed. And because I need quiet. When I'm having panic, I need quiet. I need a diversion, which is usually a wet, cold washcloth that I can put on my face. And he said, honey, you just have to go tell her that you can't finish the movie. You need to go to bed. And it took a lot of courage to go in and tell her that. And I broke down in front of her and she said, what's wrong? I said, I'm having a panic attack. You know, I'm in the worst state. I'm like, having a panic attack. I can't finish the movie. I have to go to bed. And she did not know what to do. She hasn't seen me like that. She's like, do you want me to come and lay down with you? And I said, no, I just need to be alive. I just have to go to bed. So for my mom, who doesn't understand, she got a teeny weensy glimpse of what happens. And right now, you guys, we are all dealing with these things, and our family members that don't understand, we're having those jerk conversations with them where we feel like we're the jerk because they don't understand. And also they're getting a tiny glimpse into what we deal with. They might be experiencing these things too that they've never experienced. They might be having that anxiety and that panic. The positive note that I will say out of this is I think we are on the downward slope of this pandemic. And I think that we're gonna be fine. We're gonna make it through this. We're gonna be fine, and things are gonna start to normalize soon. I know this video was all over the place because that's how I feel like my life has been lately, is kind of all over the place. But I am feeling positive. I'm feeling like I have more of a grasp on my situation, on my medication, on how I deal with things. And that is a good thing. I feel like that is a positive thing. I feel like I am learning and I'm growing in this situation. And I pray that we all stay healthy. With that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's a 23-minute video. I hope you're staying well. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a great week. And until we talk again, bye.